So welcome to my episode on the best games in 2026 so far. And there's been some great games coming out. There's still some really big bangers coming out through the rest of the year. And before I begin, I will ask you guys, what are the best games of 2026 so far? There's only so many that I can play. What have you been playing? Let me know down below.
Prep the R-Wings. We've got a job to do, Star Fox.
Now, I'm going to cover a lot of different games today. We're going to start off with Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. Yes, this great game from the PS1 era came back in a new reimagined way. And I gotta say, the 3D graphics were amazing looking. Like, they looked like claymation. They took everything in that original game, that PS1 original game, and enhanced it and reimagined it. And I gotta say, this is one of those games that I was completely floored with. I enjoyed the original game. It was a very, very long game. But in this game, you can adjust some of the parameters to make it easier or harder for you.
Take that!
And I really loved revisiting this game. I finished the original game, I finished the 3DS game, and then this brand new reimagined game. And it's a great way to jump into Dragon Quest. With any Dragon Quest game, you can jump into any of them. This is a great one to jump into. I was just floored. And that's a great thing with Dragon Quest, you can jump into any of them, and I highly recommend this. This was a game that used to be a bit of a downer for me. Some of the music, some of the story concepts, some of the overall plot, it was a bit of a downer. And I gotta admit, this game breathed new life into this older game and made it very accessible to a brand new audience.
See you later, Mr. Mysterious.
Now, another game I played this year and I was completely blown away by. I mean, I was taken back. I thought it was the strangest game of the year. I will say that. I think it's the strangest game of 2026, and that game is Romeo is a Dead Man by Grasshopper and Suda51. And you play as Romeo Stargazer, and you die, and you're brought back, and you become an FBI agent. And your job is to track down criminals through the space-time continuum. It's a wild one, but I gotta say, what makes this game so wild is, yes, the action combat is really, really cool. But this game is a bit of a dream and a nightmare in that there's so many different styles thrown at you all throughout that at one point, you're playing a 3D action game, and then all of a sudden, you're playing an overhead 2D RPG, and it just switches between art styles on the fly. And it's something that shouldn't work, but it really, really does. And I love the ultra violence of this game. But it's a surreal experience, and you're just kind of left there going, what did I just play? And you're like, oh, I just played a Suda51 game. You're like, okay, that completely makes sense. And I had a lot of fun with this game. And they say that there's a physical copy coming for this game. Very happy to hear that. So I already bought the digital version, but I will buy the physical version as well because you gotta own this game because it's just absolutely wild. Now, a game I've talked quite a lot about this year, I'll keep it down to a minimum here, Resident Evil Requiem. I thought it was going to be a good Resident Evil game. I didn't think it would be a top-tier Resident Evil game. I didn't think it'd bump its way all to the top, but it did. And it did a lot of things right, balancing the story.
Yeah.
I just love the action of it. I love the slowness of it. I like the back and forth between both characters here. Just as soon as you're kind of sick of sneaking around and being totally scared all the time, all of a sudden we cut to Leon going crazy, and it feels good. The action is good, the story is good, the world building is great. And it's a strange one for a Resident Evil game that there's a lot of emotion in this game that I did not expect. Capcom is on a roll this year, I gotta say. Everybody I've talked to about Requiem has really enjoyed it. Some people didn't like doing the back and forth between both characters. They just wanted to stay with the slower aspects of it, the more horror aspects. I like both, and I think going back and forth really gave me the mix that I was looking for, and I loved the story, and I loved the ending of the game and some choices that were given to you, it worked for me, and I love Resident Evil Requiem.
Come on!
And let's go from that Capcom game to this Capcom game. Pragmata, a brand new IP, was born this year by Capcom, and we didn't really see it coming. They announced this game a long time ago, and I'd forgotten about it until they released some brand new trailers of it, and I'm like, oh yeah, this looks kind of interesting. And I'm like, this looks really interesting. They released a demo, and I gotta say, the demo sold me, and I think it sold a lot of people on it. This game went off to sell a lot of copies of it, and we wouldn't have thought that initially. We would have thought, they're taking a gamble, because Capcom doesn't really gamble with new IPs. They decided to with this game, and it really pulled off. And I gotta say, it's kind of an action platformer game, but there's like puzzle elements in the combat itself. When you lock onto an enemy, and all of a sudden a grid comes up, and you have to bring your cursor all the way down to the finishing kind of move, but there's also some bonus things in there to really make it go in your favor and totally wipe out the enemy. But at the heart of it, yes, there's all these great, mecha action that's going on, that's over the top and it's crazy. But at the heart of it is kind of like a human story. There is, with this AI character known as Diana. I'll just say this, the ending of this game is wild. That's all I'll say. And I'm not saying any more than that. Anybody who's gone to the end of the game knows. But what a ride, what an unexpected journey. And Pragmata is up there as like a top tier game of the year.
Overdrive protocol initiate.
Another game I want to mention is Ys 10 Nordics. Yes, wait, didn't that come out a couple of years ago? It did, but they brought out a brand new version called Proud. And what's going on there? Some quality of life features that they've enhanced in there. The big thing is they've released a different island for you to explore. I was originally going to review this game, but I couldn't bring my PS5 save into, because I'd finished it. I couldn't bring it into Proud. It wouldn't let you at that point. They did an update to allow that, and that changed everything. And I just wanted to bring this one up because if you haven't played Ys 10 Nordics, you haven't jumped in, you haven't picked up the original game, pick up the Proud version because there's all of the extras in that game. And it's a really great way to jump in and get this extra island and all these other features that are in there. And if you haven't done the original, this is a great way to experience it for the very first time. Now let's jump into this little game right here, Crimson Desert. This was a wild one because this kind of like divided the internet. A lot of people were like, this is the worst game ever. And then I talked to some other friends who were like, this is the best game ever. And I'm like, where do I fall into this? What am I going to think about this game?
Maybe it'll take a liking to you.
I gotta say, this game blew me away. And this game is big. It's gigantic in scope. I really love the story in this big, open world action adventure game. And you play as Cliff, and you're the leader of these mercenaries, and then all of a sudden, the mercenaries get killed by the Black Bears.
Give Gian my regards.
And you kind of wake up and realize what's happened, and you're trying to traverse the land and find your fallen comrades and bring back the mercenaries into one place and regain your former glory. And this is a fascinating one because this was going to be a prequel to the online game Black Desert Online. And I knew about Black Desert back then, and I was like, oh, it's this online game, that's pretty cool. And then I'm like, oh, they're making another online game. And they're like, no, this is a single player game. And it's a fascinating game, how it divided so many people, because I started to play this game and I'm like, this is really great stuff. I started to do all the quests.
Can you help me get him down?
I started traversing the land and I'm like, this is really amazing. The graphics were amazing, looking off into the distance. Brilliant stuff. I think this is a really top tier game, and I have friends of mine that are really, really deep into it, and they're like, John, it just gets better and better and better.
Now this here is one of my favorite spots.
And that's what I like to hear. Definitely one of the games of the year so far. Now, I have to mention this because my wife spent 90 hours playing it, and she loved it, and that is Pokemon Pokopia. And it's kind of like a social simulation game, kind of like a big sandbox game. And you play as this character, I think it's a Ditto, and you're mimicking like a human being, and you're trying to befriend all the Pokemon, you're trying to learn their moves. You farm, you craft, you build homes, you do everything in this game. I mean, I didn't play it personally, Kim played it, and she was gone, man. She was gone for so long. It was like 90 hours, and she can still do more. Even she was like, I think I need to put this down now. She really, really enjoyed it, and that's why I have to mention it, because she loved it so very much. It wasn't the game for me, but you know what? Kim definitely has a place on the show, and her opinion matters, and so I will definitely mention it. Now, there was another smaller game that came out this year that kind of passed under everybody's radar, and it didn't pass under mine because I was really intrigued by the art style originally. I thought it was kind of in the spirit of Cuphead, in that it used this great cartoony style from the 1930s, 1940s. I liked that. And this is Mouse PI for Hire. And yes, you play as a mouse PI in this film noir world. It's all black and white. And when I first started playing it, I thought, okay, this is okay. This is a first-person shooter, but it was very generic at first. And I don't think the opening tutorial levels do it justice, because when you get past that and get into the story and start talking to characters in this world, it really comes to life.
What's this about, Wanda? Care to toss me a cheese crumb? Or are we doing our usual tug of war?
And I kind of fell in love with this game, and I thought, this is really a lot of fun. I love the humor, I love the shooting mechanics, I loved exploring around, kind of solving this mystery. And again, I was excited, and I have it on my Amazon wish list. It's coming out. There's a physical copy of this game. I must have it. I have to have it. And it's a lower price game as well if you just pick it up digitally. I really enjoyed Mouse PI for Hire, a game that I think deserves a little bit more attention. Now, it was really fun. I powered up my Xbox and I got to play this amazing game this year, and that is Forza 6. I don't really play many racing games these days. They don't really make a lot of racing games these days, but Forza is always an experience I must be there day one for. And I was driving around in this game and I'm like, this is just amazing. I just love the graphics, I love the speed, I love the world, and yes, you go to Japan in this one, and that was something that I was like, really excited to see, and it really lives up to the hype. And for me, I just get in there, I just start driving around, and I'm instantly happy, and it really does a lot for me. And I'm a guy who comes from the old days of Ridge Racer, and this game really scratches every itch there, and I really, really enjoyed the heck out of it. And yes, a big Nintendo game came out this year, and I hope it's a massive success. I really hope it is, because that game is Star Fox. And Star Fox has had a very unusual relationship with Nintendo, in the sense that I don't think Nintendo has known what quite to do with it, and the audience has reacted to many different games many different ways. And so this time they went back and redid Star Fox 64 again, I get it, but they did a great job, and I played the heck out of this game, unlocking all the different paths, just enjoying it, enjoying the new voiceovers.
What the? Something's wrong with my G diffuser.
Use your boosters to catch up.
Any day now, Fox. Thanks for nothing.
That's why you shouldn't rush a systems check.
Do a barrel roll.
And I really hope this game is a big seller for Nintendo, because I want to see Star Fox continue. I want to see it as a franchise it should be, at the top. I love all the characters in it. I love the world building. I love the R-Wings. I love the FX on the side of the R-Wing that I discovered in my review of it. And I just thought it was such a breath of fresh air in this world of a lot of RPGs and action games and a lot of dark games, this is a very light game and very light and uplifting for me to play this game, a kind of on-the-rails shooter that sometimes isn't an on-the-rails shooter. Very cool stuff by Nintendo, and I want a lot more Star Fox in the future.
But as it happens, my team's available to deploy immediately. For a price.
And one game that I'm still playing a heck of a lot of here is The Adventures of Elliot, The Millennium Tales. And I played the demo of this and I fell in love with it. I thought it was great. Kind of giving you that Secret of Mana, Zelda feel with a Square Enix game. And he plays Elliot.
I am Elliot.
I thought it was really good. I thought it was charming. And I just kept playing the game. I picked it up and I just keep on playing it. I'll probably do like a final thoughts on this in the future when I get through it. But right now, I'm really enjoying it. It's really simple in a lot of ways. I just love exploring the world.
Now what might be in here? Hey, not bad.
The princess and fairy can get a bit annoying because they're always talking to you and you're like, please, just calm it down. Like characters are always overlapping, like Elliot's talking and the princess is talking over him. Just before you even come into a room, you're like, what's going on?
I never knew such a magic device existed. And yet you knew just what to do.
And there's also Yakuza, Kiwami 3, and Dark Ties. I talked about this game earlier in the year, and this is a remake of Yakuza 3, which came out in 2009. And you play as Kiryu, and you have to come out of retirement to deal with some nonsense that's going on once again. And what was kind of neat in this one is, yes, it's a full remake, and I really enjoyed the graphics. I loved all the quests that you do in it, all the funny quests.
Got the ice cream. Now, I just need to get it to the kids. I better be careful. Can't go bumping into cars or other people.
But it also introduced Dark Ties, which is a brand new, separate prequel campaign. And you play as Yoshitaka, and it's about your rise in Tokyo in the underworld. And the thing I really enjoyed about that was I love the MMA style of combat in Dark Ties. It was really wild to play.
Morons.
So those are some games I've been playing this year so far. How many have I missed? Yes, there's a whole bunch of other ones. There's a brand new James Bond game. I haven't even been able to get to that. But I'll ask you guys, what are some other games that are the best games of 2026? Let me know down below. So anyways, guys, until next time.